Welcome Aquarius to your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 8th of April for the Ascendant, the Sun or the Moon. On the screen now you can see the event chart right at the start of the week. This is going to provide a backdrop for the whole 7 days. Now I'm going to also share with you the moving parts of the week because of course it's a mighty week with that total solar eclipse later on Monday. But at the very start of the week, we need to be mindful of Pluto because that's the planet in your sign. And it's just into your first house. So it's really pushing you, and it has been since the 21st of January and for 11 weeks last year, to reinvent your personal identity in some way. But last week, as Venus, the planet of charm, moved into your third house, which is about quick sharing of ideas, those two retain a connection as you go into this new week. So you must have maximum self-belief in what you're saying to people and the conviction that you can share it with, because you might, due to Chiron being in the total solar eclipse, feel unheard. That develops later on Monday, but you can see the moon. It's pretty close to Venus as well. So we've got a paradox because Venus conjunct the moon in the third house is brilliant for connecting with neighbours, those quick, fast conversations or text messages and emails. But that's the very area that as the moon moves on and the sun and connects to Chiron later in the day on Monday, that you could feel unheard over the next 6 months. Or it could bring up a sense of injustice if there was a sibling that wasn't very good to you, or someone that you lived around or encountered who was mean or spiteful, because Chiron can be about pain, but it also can be where we sparkle. And this is where it's vital to remember your elements. Your ruling element is air. And the third house energy, including the ruler of the third house, Mercury, in its retrograde, is suggesting the way you think, your beliefs, the third house, and your skill as a communicator is going to be crucial over the next half year. So this week is going to have some mixed blessings, but I feel there is something percolating here that's very, very important for you. Because let's look at the role of Mercury first thing on Monday. Yes, it's in its retrograde, but it's actually forging a perfect alliance to the part of fortune, which is the part of the chart that offers you a chance to express yourself, but it's in the 11th house. So something you believe in, the 11th house, something that inspires you, the 11th house, or a friend you have a connection with, the 11th house, despite Mercury's retrograde, can be lucky for you this week. Because Venus and the moon are so close together, don't underestimate the value of charm, but some frustration could build up later in the week. But the total solar eclipse embracing Chiron, the Aries energy, saying you must value your identity, but also don't underestimate the impact you have on others through your words or your ideas. Because as an Aquarian, you're often future forward orientated or very friendly, or you're connecting lots of different types of people. But you just may feel that you don't get that back so much from others, and that would be totally understandable. But see that this week, as I mentioned, does have mixed blessings. But that brings us to Wednesday, because by then Mars, the planet of passion, which has been giving you huge drive since the 23rd of March to improve your financial lot, but also demand more respect for what you offer, that comes into an exact conjunction with your traditional ruler of Saturn. Now Mars is known as the lesser malefic and Saturn the greater. So this is the clash of the malefics in traditional astrology. And for you it occurs in house 2. If you don't feel totally whole about your self-worth, or you apply your financial situation to where you get your value from, that can be quite wounding. But also what Mars can do in the mix with Saturn, where Saturn has been very inhibiting over the last year in terms of your self-worth and money, Mars brings passion and a incredible determination to overcome challenges, but that can create a lot of tension. So if someone you're communicating with this week doesn't hear you, doesn't value you, they could be in for a rocket from you. But you know, even if you're someone who likes to get on well with people, that may be a really good thing, because Jupiter and Uranus, your other ruler, your modern ruler, are coming into that exact alignment on the 21st, but from the 19th, Mars in your second house is connecting with them. So your emotional world is influenced by them or where you live, but the drive to get to where you want is going to be fabulous from now until then. So there's going to be a lot of talk amongst the astrology community about the total solar eclipse in Chiron. But for you, this chart has a lot of other strands which are very, very valuable. And by Thursday, as the retreat in Mercury meets the advancing Sun, and we have a cazimi, that gives you a chance to think even more crisply about something that's important to you. Maybe because of the Mercury retrograde, you will have to flex, see something differently, hear someone else's viewpoint as much as express yours. But I think by the end of this week, a lot more clarity is going to be in place, and your conviction is really going to be very strong. Whatever you're trying to achieve in your life, your determination to be heard, share your ideas, be creative over the next 6 months, but get a reward for it in terms of your worth, your value, or your bank balance is going to be absolutely incredible. It's been a real pleasure being with you, Aquarius. Have a great week. If you've yet to, please like, comment, share, or subscribe.